We are standing at the edge of a remarkable technological turning point. The idea of a car that powers itself, no fuel stations, no dependency on the grid, sounds like something out of a futuristic novel, yet it is rapidly becoming a reality. In laboratories and testing fields across the United States, engineers are creating vehicles that draw energy from the environment or generate it internally. It's a stunning symbol of human creativity and determination. But what is fascinating isn't just the machine itself, it is what it reveals about us. Humanity has always sought freedom, mastery, and independence. Every invention, from fire to flight, reflects that hunger to transcend limits. Yet with each leap forward, a new question arises. Are we becoming freer or simply more convinced that we no longer need anything beyond ourselves? The self-powered car is more than a scientific triumph. It is a mirror held up to the human spirit, showing our deep desire to be self-sustaining, self-made, and self-sufficient. That pursuit can inspire progress, but it can also quietly erode our humility. The challenge before us is not how far we can go without power from the outside. It asks whether we will remember the source that gives power to everything. As this breakthrough unfolds, another force moves quietly beneath it, the global race for dominance. The United States and China are not simply competing over technology, they are wrestling for control of the future itself. Whoever masters energy independence will shape the world's economy, military strength, and even cultural direction. But there's a deeper layer to this rivalry that few acknowledge. It is not just about who builds faster cars or stronger systems. It is about who defines progress. Both nations, in their pursuit of innovation, reflect humanity's collective obsession with being first, being superior, being untouchable. This drive for supremacy can unite or destroy, depending on what anchors it. When progress becomes a measure of worth, we risk turning advancement into an idol that feeds national pride and human ego rather than serving humanity. And that is where the danger lies, not in technology itself, but in the illusion that power without principle can lead us somewhere safe. The real victory will not be decided by patents or production lines, but by which civilization remembers that wisdom, not speed, determines who truly leads. Progress without moral direction is not progress at all. It's momentum toward our own undoing. What's happening in technology mirrors something happening within the human soul. As we build cars that no longer depend on external power sources, we are, in a sense, building a worldview that celebrates being self-powered. Society increasingly teaches that everything we need lies within us, that we are complete, sufficient, and capable of shaping our own destiny without any higher guidance. It sounds empowering, even noble, but it carries a subtle deception. When we begin to believe we are entirely self-sufficient, we drift away from humility, from gratitude, and ultimately, from truth. Psychologically, this creates a fragile kind of confidence, strong on the surface, but hollow underneath. We chase success, innovation, and self-reliance, yet many quietly struggle with emptiness, anxiety, and disconnection. We've replaced dependence on something divine with dependence on ourselves, and it's exhausting. The more we insist we don't need anything beyond human intellect, the more we lose touch with the deeper source of meaning. The self-powered car may move without fuel, but the human spirit cannot. Without connection to something higher, all our progress is motion without purpose. The real question is not how far we can go alone. Itose, whether going alone is worth where it takes us. Technology has become the new altar of modern faith. We no longer bow before statues or symbols. Instead, we worship the glowing screens and sleek machines that promise to solve every problem, fulfill every desire, and make us feel limitless. The irony is that while we claim to have evolved beyond ancient forms of idolatry, we've simply redesigned them. Our idols now have circuits and algorithms instead of stone and gold. Psychologically, this devotion to innovation provides comfort. It gives us a sense of control in a world that feels uncertain and chaotic. But philosophically, it exposes a deeper insecurity, our fear of limitation. We use technology to escape vulnerability, to deny the boundaries of our humanity, and to silence the need for spiritual dependence. Yet every advancement, no matter how astonishing, eventually reveals its flaws, reminding us that perfection is still out of reach. When we elevate our creations above our conscience, we risk losing the very soul that gave rise to creativity in the first place. The danger isn't in the machine, it's in our surrender to it. The moment we worship what we've built, we forget who we are. And when we forget who we are, everything else begins to fall apart. Every great technological revolution carries with it an invisible struggle, a spiritual battle woven into the fabric of progress. On the surface, we see innovation, efficiency, and advancement. But underneath, there's a quieter war between wisdom and pride, between truth and illusion. Humanity has always been tempted to believe that knowledge alone can redeem us, that intelligence can replace integrity. Yet history proves otherwise. Every empire that worshipped its own brilliance eventually collapsed under the weight of its arrogance. Today, the conflict isn't fought with weapons, but with ideas. Who controls information? Who defines morality? Who decides what truth means in a digital age? As machines grow smarter, people risk becoming more detached, mistaking data for understanding and progress for purpose. The real danger is not that artificial intelligence will outthink us, but that it will mirror our spiritual blindness back to us. The true battlefield is within, the space where human ambition meets the temptation to play God. If we lose our moral compass in this pursuit of limitless creation, the innovation meant to serve us will eventually rule us. The greatest deception is believing we can master the world without first mastering ourselves. Despite the dangers, this moment in history is not without hope. Technology itself is not the enemy. It's a mirror reflecting the consciousness of its creator. The same intelligence that builds machines capable of self-power can also build societies guided by wisdom and compassion. What determines the outcome is not the code we write, but the spirit behind it. If innovation is rooted in arrogance, it leads to chaos. But if it's rooted in purpose and humility, it becomes a tool for restoration. Psychologically, humanity needs balance, the integration of intellect and conscience, progress and principle. The challenge is not to reject advancement, but to anchor it in values that transcend the machine. We must rediscover meaning before we lose ourselves in the noise of our own inventions. The future will belong to those who can create without forgetting why creation matters. So, let the race for technology continue, but let it be guided by hearts that understand the sacred weight of power, because in the end, the greatest revolution will not be the self-powered car. It will be the self-governed soul, awake enough to use progress not as proof of independence, but as evidence of responsibility.